Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. We are now finally starting to see XRP take off. It's currently worth about 83 cents and growing. This is perfectly on path to my plan that I laid out for you guys last week. So for today's video, we're going to be diving into some new XRP analysis, sharing with you guys why I think that a dollar is coming next, and why I actually believe that we're going to be far surpassing a dollar and breaking new all-time highs over the next couple months. This is the point of the cycle where all of the XRP holders get rewarded immensely as it outperforms and outpaces the majority of the other altcoins out there. You guys don't want to miss out on this expansive price action. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Always remember to click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And make sure you guys join the Discord server of over 20,000 members and growing. Links are going to be provided for you in the description. Go check out my community. Now on top of that, if you're a new guy getting into these markets and you want to understand how to be more profitable with your trading plan, I also have a free ebook that's also linked into the description that I know is going to help you guys out tremendously, because it's in that ebook the same skill sets that helped me from going from being unprofitable to making profits inside of these markets, and that's why I wanted to give it to you guys for free today. Links are going to be in the description, and with all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, so here we are taking a look at the king himself, XRP, the one, the only, cross-border payments, the banker's coin, the greatest coin out in the entire market, the coin that God himself has come. He's opened the cloud of abundance and he said, "Come, my children, this is the coin to set you free with financial freedom. Take it and go with it, and you will see freedom." This is exactly what we've been waiting for so long, guys, and I can't tell you how excited I actually am because of the fact, not only have I been buying XRP and I'm excited about the profits that I'm up in, but most importantly, the amount of FUD that was inside of this market, the amount of people that were saying that it was going to zero, the amount of people that were commenting under my posts and charts on Twitter saying the exact same stuff, calling me dumb, saying that I'm a scammer. All of these things, now that they've been proven wrong, it just truly makes me happy to see, because ultimately, we all knew what was going to happen. We all were confident in XRP. We saw all the partnerships it was making. We knew that the whole SEC lawsuit was bullcrap, and now look what's happened. It's followed exactly to plan. So for today's video, we're going to be diving in here. I'm going to give you guys an all-around update with XRP. We're going to take a look at this. We're going to know exactly what to expect long-term, short-term, and in the midterm, so that you guys can go about making some serious profit. Because alrighty guys, if you're not making some serious profit off XRP, it's because you didn't buy it, or you're buying it just now. You know, I'm never going to buy any more XRP again. Just simply put, not going to buy it anymore because I accumulated so much of it all throughout this period of time. I've been accumulating XRP since the beginning of 2019. So pretty much here. I've been dollar cost averaging into this, and it's pretty much stayed the same price. That's why we've gotten so much hate for it. That's why so many people have been bashing on it. It's become the new fad, the new thing that's cool to do, just to talk crap on XRP. Even though these people talking crap are just spreading around FUD. Bunch of people that don't know what they're talking about, and this is why we're seeing such a big reaction. You know, across the rest of the market, we've seen ETH really start to take off. We've already seen DeFi taking off, and XRP's kind of been a laggard, but now we are starting to see it take off finally to the extent of which we all knew it was possible. So I actually wanted to share with you guys a little chart here on my Twitter that pretty much just sums up what I was thinking this entire time with XRP's price action. So this was actually a chart that I made, and the original idea came from my buddy High Altitude Investing, so go ahead and give him a follow. He actually told me about this comparison, so I went ahead and made my own chart to share with you guys, and I made this chart a long time ago. This was January 7th that this was posted, so the very beginning of 2020. It was right after this lawsuit that happened, right? We had this massive sell-off. Everybody was super scared. And I made this chart to share with you guys that it wasn't an issue. There was no reason to be worrying about it. And I actually made the comparison of the Bitcoin cycle. Remember, when Bitcoin actually pumped up to 14K and we started correcting back down, and then we had that March sell-off that took us all the way back down to $3,800. It was in this sell-off that everybody was scared, everybody panic sold, so many people started shorting the bottom of the market, and it was really just a free-for-all for a bunch of retail people to lose all their money. And I watched it happen across Twitter, I watched it happen across YouTube, I watched it happen inside of my own group from people that just could not handle the emotional strain. And the same thing happened again with XRP. When the lawsuit came out and XRP sold off, we saw the same human emotions come out. We saw the same people that said, oh man, XRP's done. There's no way it can ever pump if Coinbase delisted it, even though they've completely ignored the fact that XRP went to $3.80 with never being listed on Coinbase in the first place. And so it's this, these little things that pop up, the emotional strain when it comes to investing into a market that causes everybody to make grave mistakes that they miss out on. And this is what I knew was going to come. I actually added to my XRP holdings here. You guys already know I put an entire Bitcoin down at 23 cents per XRP. And I actually accumulated an extra 105,000 XRP. And so that's why I'm holding long term. I've already accumulated everything that I was going to. When I saw XRP sell back down to the support floor, and I saw everybody get scared, I was looking at this and I was saying to myself, man, this is exactly like the COVID. This is exactly like the March panic that we saw with Bitcoin and the rest of the market. I was like, I remember watching that and feeling so scared. And I told myself after the fact, you know, if I ever see this again, I'm going to buy it. And everybody likes to say that in hindsight, except it happens again and then they never go and buy it. They're always too scared. But in this case, I put my money where my mouth is and I bought XRP, and now it's pretty much followed exactly to plan. This is kind of what I laid out. I said that we were going to get this V bottom structure before we started breaking out. And if we come over here and look at XRP today, we're currently sitting at 85 cents and we are doing exactly what I had drawn. And this is exactly what I was expecting to have happen. You know, there was a little bit difference, mainly because it took a little bit longer to do what I thought it was going to do. Nonetheless, it's the same exact chart pattern, and now we know exactly what to expect long term. Because here's the thing, guys, we've broken from all of our major descending resistances. This was honestly our last resistance left in the way. And now that we're actually breaking above this, you know, the next resistance, in my opinion, we're probably going to come up here and tag $1 pretty quickly. My guess is once we hit $1, we might get some type of minor pullback. But regardless, we're going to continue to be heading up higher and higher. And the next resistance left after that's going to be about $1.18, $1 to 20 cents, somewhere right around there. And these are the final resistances left in the way before, you know, we ultimately go into price discovery, guys. And I think that that's an important thing to understand here. Is now that XRP is broken above all these resistances, we've pretty much just accumulated here, ranged and bottomed for 3+ years. Now that we're starting to break out, I don't think that there's going to be much waiting around, and we can actually go back to the prior cycle and see that that was pretty much the case once again. We didn't do anything, we went sideways, and then one day out of the blue, we just started exploding. Now, XRP does have a much higher market cap this time around, so is it going to do the same expansive moves? Well, to an extent, yes, but probably not quite as parabolic. We've already seen that it's building a much more solid foundation this cycle around. I do think that we're going to continue to see the same type of expansive moves, which makes me want to just point out to you guys that the most important thing to pay attention for right now is now that we've actually started the point where XRP is breaking out, making higher highs, going into this next parabolic cycle, the worst thing that you're going to be able to do is trying to pick too many places to sell. Our target point should be past the all-time high, because that's exactly what we've been waiting for. We don't dollar cost average this entire bear cycle only to sell at a couple 100% gain on the way up. We dollar cost the bear cycle and hold the 10, 50, and 100x into the bull cycle. This is our targets, this is our goals, and this has pretty much been my personal goal since we've been here. And if you guys watch this channel, if you follow what I'm personally doing with my trading plan, then you're going to be and then you guys are going to be ready to do the exact same things as me. You know, guys, I've been pointing out the fact that once this level here has been flipped, once our major resistance from 2017, even though we came back and sold much lower than I expected, that was mainly brought on because of all of the added fear with the SEC lawsuit. There was a ton of exchanges delisting all at the same time. A ton of people were worried and freaking out, and that's what caused this to sell off even lower than it really would have. It's kind of the same thing with the March panic for Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin probably wouldn't have ever gone that low if we never would have had all of the crap that happened in March. Nonetheless, we could have still had that sell-off, but I doubt it would have went all the way to 3,800 like it did. And I expect the XRP was going to be the same way, and it's followed pretty much according to plan. So now that we're at this point, guys, I think it's important that we actually analyze what happened in the last cycle so that we can understand what to look forward to this time around. So if we come over here and take the last cycle and we drop this to a log scale, I actually wanted to share with you guys a couple similarities here. Now, I'm taking the top of this all the way to the point before we had the next cycle, and this time frame was about 395 bars or 1182 days. From the top all the way to the beginning of the new bull cycle was 1182 days, and that was how long it took before we saw that next big rise into the new cycle for XRP. Now, if we fast forward to what we're seeing over here, we're actually about at that exact same period of time. We're actually a little bit over that period of time, but it makes sense because we're actually seeing it starting to impulse and take off, right? So based off of the last cycle, we're pretty much exactly according to plan. Not much is different. It's pretty much the exact same chart all the way through. The only real difference here is we topped, we sold off, and once we sold off, in the first cycle, we had this big bounce, right? We had this massive rally on the upside, and we came all the way back close to the previous all-time high in this dead cat bounce. This was kind of like what Bitcoin did at 14K before crashing again. The only real difference here is this looks exactly the same, except when we bottomed here and we got that short-term relief bounce, the one that in this most recent cycle was pretty small. It didn't do all the way up. It would have went something like this, and not even that high, but it would have went something like this before coming back down, and it would have looked like that. That's the biggest difference about this cycle, but nonetheless, guys, it's pretty much the same chart. Yes, it didn't go quite as high in this dead cat bounce, but nonetheless, it's all the way followed this trend. And we've known this, guys. I've been sharing with you guys the XRP fractal market cycle forever and ever, over a year and a half at this point. Everybody already knows it if you've been a fan of XRP. We've known that we've been watching for this because both of these cycles pretty much look identical to each other. Now that we're at this point where we've pretty much encompassed the same distance and the same amount of time as the last cycle, now that we've done this and we're starting to take off, I expect that we're going to be performing a similar type move. Do I think that it's going to be as parabolic? No, I don't. It might look kind of the same as far as parabolic goes, but this one went vertical. I don't think it's going to be quite that same move. I think it looks something along the lines of this. Where we get this next pump, maybe we come to these all-time highs, and then we get one more blow-off top after we actually break the previous all-time highs, because that's what happened in the last cycle. This was the previous all-time highs. Once we got the break above, we had one more blow-off top, and I would imagine that we'd have something similar. This is really our first major move past the all-time highs, and then I would expect that we'd have one more big move past the all-time highs into price discovery. And so this is really what I'm going to be watching, guys. I don't try and complicate my trading plan. I stick to the same basic rules and understandings. I've been following this specific trading plan with XRP, like I said, for a long time. Over 2.5 years, actually about 2 years, I've been dollar cost averaging into this market since the very, very beginning of 2019. And now that we're at this point where we're seeing XRP take off, this is the point where we've all been ready for. Now the most important thing to understand here, guys, is we got to make sure that we're willing to hold. We don't want to take profits too early because that's going to be the killer for most people. We didn't spend all of this period of time dollar cost averaging just to sell on the next big move. We took all of this time dollar cost averaging to sell towards the end of the year because that's when we're going to be closer to the top of the cycle. That's when we're going to be able to make the most money for ourselves. And it's important that we hold to those periods of times because if we don't hold to those periods of times, we're going to miss out on selling the top and we're going to have to hold all the way through that crash. And I can promise you guys, as somebody who's been through a bear market, you don't want to make those same mistakes. You want to make sure that you're in and out at the according times for the most profit potential, because if you don't, you're simply going to miss out on a lot of money left on the table, and you might go from making 50x all the way to making a loss had you not sold and taken any profit. So this is what we're going to watch out for. Wanted to keep you guys informed, everything that I'm seeing with XRP. Now, for the people that have waited this long that want to understand how to actually sign up for my Discord server, inside of the group, I have two different groups. I have the video course, which is going to be 20 educational videos to teach you guys technical analysis, all the drawing I do on charts. I'm going to teach you guys step by step how I actually do all of that in that 20-part series. Now, on the contrary, I also offer the signals. The signals are going to be the ability to copy both of my portfolios, my short-term and my long-term portfolio, and then you're also going to get access to every other trade that I take over this next cycle. And so if you guys like what I do on the channel, you see all the gains that I do, you like my analysis, then you guys should really check out my Discord server, because obviously that's going to be the way for you guys to get in on the signals, follow every trade before I ever talk about it on YouTube, and make these same gains. We have so many big winners in there, multiple 10x returns, multiple 20x, multiple 30 and 40x, and this number is only going to continue to grow as this bull cycle matures. We are at the very precipice of breaking all-time highs and heading into price discovery. There's going to be so many altcoins exploding, and you guys have the opportunity of getting in at the ground floor and following all of those trades that I make. You guys know how much profit I make on this channel. You guys can go watch all my old videos. I've been accurate throughout all of the last couple years, so go ahead and follow that. Links are going to be provided for you in the description to go ahead and sign up. You guys can purchase them together or separate. If you can only pick one, I always recommend going with the signals first, because that's the way for you guys to make the most money, is following what I'm doing with my money. Now on top of all of that, I do have the free ebook linked in the description as well. That's not going to cost you anything, but I know it's going to help you guys out tremendously. So go check all that stuff out. Links are going to be provided for you in the description. And with all that being said, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.